is to the printing press, to the recorder of man's deeds, the keeper of his conscience, the courier of his news, that we look for strength and assistance. Without debate, without criticism, no administration and no country can succeed, and no republic can survive. Fight for what's right. Fight for your life. And so it is to the printing press, to the recorder of man's deeds, the keeper of his conscience, the courier of his news, that we look for strength and assistance. Without debate, without criticism, no administration and no country can succeed, and no republic can survive. Fight for what's right. Fight for your life.
Woodman brother.
Airborne, everybody.
What's going on, brother?
How you doing?
Good
I kind of missed you.
Missed
Yeah,
you
I
too.
kind of missed you there.
You too, brother.
I'm doing fantastic. No pacemaker for me. As long as according to my doctors, and they drilled this in me, as long as I act my age, I won't have to have one for 10 or 15 years. I'll still have to have one eventually. But
Yes.
as long as I take care of myself and do what Mike and Ben and all them guys tell me to do, I'll be all right.
Go to bed on time. Don't stay up too late. Watch the snacks.
yeah. Got you, Dad.
No, that's really good news. You guys remember about a week ago we did a show and he was going in, and he called the next day. Everything was great. We had some shows scheduled, but my schedule's been off. I've been forgetting to eat and just all kinds of things, and not feeling well in the evening. It's been really, really hot around here, so a lack of, in and out of the house, doing yard work, or
well,
whatever.
you forgot to mention that you don't sleep much either.
Yeah,
I mean, holy cow. Well,
really
the last show you put out, I can't say last one, but last one yesterday you put out was at midnight. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Third shift. The night shift kicks in sometimes. Sometimes I'm day shift, morning shift, night shift. My schedule rotates, but I'm stuck on anywhere from 4 hours of sleep a night, folks, to possibly 6 is my long. 6 is my 8. I've always been that. Military got me, damn near, 8 years active duty. It's just where I'm at. Used to bells going off and all that crap, so it's just kind of I don't know. But anyway, what were we gonna say on you're doing well, your health is good. Everyone here, I'm sure, is we got a couple hundred people in the room. They're all saying God bless you, Woodman. You can see some of them above us, by the way. They'll pop up here and there.
Yeah.
That thing above us doesn't get them all. It only highlights some. But how's everybody doing out there? All the Patriots. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, glad you're with us. Lots going on, right, Woodman? Lots of things breaking.
It's crazy. It's we were warned about this anyway, but now it's actually starting to unfold, and I still can't believe how much they tried to attack our president. Why don't they go and do their job? I mean, they're just making themselves look dumber and dumber by the day. They're losing ground. It's almost like when somebody tries to race up a sand dune that's about a mile high. It just seems like no matter what you're doing, you just can't get anywhere. You know what I mean? I don't understand it, man. If had they supported our president like they're supposed to, just imagine how far ahead we'd be in our country right now.
If he had positive news flow, and I'm not saying that the news should be all about the president. I get it, all right, folks. The news is meant to be there, and I think JFK said it best. It's not there to to repeat the trivial, to highlight, like people here on YouTube, you could have a channel that highlights your whole own life, and that's fine. I'm not saying there's not room for entertainment. Entertainment is pure entertainment. But the news should be reported. Sometimes it's going to shock you. It's going to arouse you. It's gonna, and that's the point of it. All right, it's there. If you're getting the truth, it should expose these people little by little. We should never be in the situation we're in again. And it's our duty to pay attention and throw people out of office, not vote for them if they're not doing the right thing. As little as that seems, that ain't gonna do nothing. I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter. Or these last several decades, it's been a vast system. But I'm saying it led up to this, and it wasn't overnight. You don't become homeless overnight, folks. It takes a series of mistakes, and you don't lose your freedom. The way we see it, we still talk. We're still here on the show. We still have our, First Amendment, Second Amendment. We get to shoot our gun. I mean, we're not there yet. We're not in a complete loss, right, Woodman? I mean, there's tall tale signs to look for, and we wouldn't be talking on the show if we didn't have some kind of freedom of sorts. So
yeah,
but
talking about the truth, you mentioned the truth a minute ago. Let me go ahead and interrupt you for a second. I have a question.
Yes, sir.
We've been talking about AOC for quite some time now, and I've done a little side course investigating. Now, is she actually a congresswoman?
Yeah,
Mike?
I believe she's out of the 14th district. Yeah, New York's 14th district of New York congressional.
I kind of figured out with my little investigating. I kind of figured out just exactly what she's up to. Her new name is Asshole of Congress.
Okay, AOC.
Look, yeah. Well,
assholes of Congress.
Well, there's 4 people involved in that stupid major crunch that they're trying to pull off. Like President Trump said today, if you don't like it here, move. Don't. They're part of our politician structure.
They took that literal, news was like, 3 of these people were born here, because he was saying go back to your country, go back to where you're from,
right?
Go where you want to go, or what you're, we had a lot of people say that in Hollywood the last, if he wins, I'm out of here, and nobody's really left. I think we did have Matt Damon. You know him, Matt Damon from
yeah.
I think he moved to Australia or whatever the heck. He was able to give him enough money and move over there, and it's like, wow, he really did do it. So
yeah,
he's a true expatriate that left, so we call him the expat.
Anyway, I'm sorry I had to do that. I happen to be thinking about that today because I'm sorry, I watch her. I watch a lot of that stuff, and I try to focus on the fake news aspect of it. So I hear all kinds of theories or avenues of some kind of way to get one way or another, or how they use certain little words to try and crunch their ideas. The problem is, though, we've all said this for a long time. When it comes to them, it's idle words unless you want to do something positive for our country. Period.
Yes.
No,
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, we got a couple people asking, I guess, on the title is a little clickbaitish. I'll admit it. Something big is coming. I just took that when I wrote it up to be, folks, with everything with Epstein, this is going to sweep right through Congress. I believe we can lose 2/3 possibly of politicians across the board. And it might not just be Democrats. It could be, of course, on both sides of the aisle. There's no, this crosses both party lines. Revolt Nova, what was that? Nona, RVOL, Reval Noah, Nona, G-Day, gents. Thank you for the super chat. And Danielle Bird had said, what did I see her? George Clooney as well. When we were talking about the one actor, George Clooney did as well, but he moved back. Okay, he moved back. Well, sad for us that he moved back. Simone Ellis. No, their squad ain't got nothing on our mod squad, not to mention our Patriot fam here. All right, they're talking about something. You guys, awesome. We got tons of people in. So again, what do you think on everything going out with the Epstein aisle? All the you got the popcorn. See, you got the popcorn there, folks.
Yeah, buddy. Well, it's really that was really good timing on introducing the popcorn at that point, because that's exactly what it is. We're just watching theatrics at its best. The problem is, I know people are going to have a hard time to grasp this. What the faith that we had in our government is so hard to fathom that they were that corrupt. No, really. I mean, come on.
Somebody what does your popcorn mean? The Orville Dam? Something's going on with the Orville Dam?
No, I hope not.
A little subliminal message there, Woodman. A little bit of Orville.
No.
Redenbacher.
No. What's up, we're getting ready. We're getting ready to enjoy the movie all the way through it, man. It's already started. They went past the prelims already, So, yeah, we're in full movie mode now. God bless our president. I just can't believe. Imagine what he could have accomplished if he had backing all the way through this first term. I mean, gee whiz, the Democrats have tried so hard to derail him, and it doesn't bother him. I almost think he enjoys the challenge, because he's not a politician. He's a businessman, and he's like bringing our country into some money that we used to dream about, and he's bringing it in. Look at the stock, man. They went the first time they've ever been that high in history. That doesn't come from selling knitting needles and sponsoring a knitting class somewhere. Come on now, everything that our original government has been saying against our president is so false, but they don't want to admit any kind of misdoings. But you know that. Holy cow, that'd be like if you and I, Mike, were, all of a sudden we're to find out that everything we believed in all this time was wrong. We would freak out, but we would admit it. These people they may not want to fathom what's really, really going on, It's hard to grasp.
No, it is.
When you put so much faith in something, it's kind of hard to try and, get away from that. But as long as they have open eyes, take the blinders off, and look and see what's going on. Look outside the box. Do your own investigating. That's the main key thing Mike always says all the time. Don't believe anything we say. You believe what you want to believe, because you got to make it right with yourself. So, no matter what stand you make, you are doing that for yourself. We just happen to be veterans, and we do it for everybody else in our country. We're just that way. Yeah.
That's exactly right. Folks, another real crazy thing I saw was this Chris Cuomo off of CNN, his brother, Andrew Cuomo, whatever. He's a governor, or not governor of New York. What is he? The mayor? Is he the mayor of New York City, or is he
I don't know. Has he got something to do with the district or something, or what?
Yeah, the older Cuomo is political, and then the younger one is the one that's on Fox News or CNN. He's anti. But he's begging people not to investigate Epstein's friends, because his brother has visited the island. So now on his show, he's like, folks, it doesn't really matter what, and Trump's the one that stood there and said, I don't know, look who went to the island, find out who went, look into who went, telling us, and we're all like, holy crap, yes, this is like what we're doing already. But you got this guy, a news guy, on his 8 o'clock show saying, yeah, don't listen to Trump. It's not very important who went there, because my brother was there, and we don't want to talk about that.
Holy cow. Holy cow.
This is what is nuts with these people. Well,
we're supposed to be completely stupid and not be able to catch on to this. Just imagine how far we would be in evil up to our necks if Clinton would have really won the presidency. Holy cow.
Governor,
hey, did you happen to see that thing? Yeah, is he?
Yeah, it's something I knew they start telling us here. Governor, yeah.
I don't know. I just know the man's name. I've seen this thing today. Tom Homan. You should have heard him speaking out against the Democrats. Holy
I should
God.
pull that up.
Wow, that is fantastic. I thought he was going to get up there and go over and yank this one guy out of his chair and thump him. He was not a very happy camper. You know, when people try and belittle you for the job you've been doing, which has been proficient for 30 plus years, I think he said 35, I'd be slightly upset myself, you know.
You see this here?
Yeah.
Chris Cuomo begs people not to investigate Epstein's friends. So this, to me, I was saying earlier, it's like equivalent to the Heidi Fleiss. Remember she went down to like 92, Woodman, for she was like known as a Hollywood madame. She was giving all the A-list actors, had high profile prostitutes, and was offering a service to the elite, so to say. And she went down. I don't know how many people got exposed. It was more so after she got out of jail, I believe, or prison, that she went on to show after show after show, because she did her time and she paid the crime, did her time. And now she was able to write books and talk. And I don't know if everyone's name ever came out of that. And I don't know if it mattered too much. This was a willing act between a woman and a man. But again, prostitution was illegal in certain states. I don't think they were doing it all out of Vegas or something. But this, to me, this Epstein is almost similar, other than it was offering this other service. I mean, not to mask it up, but that's just how well it worked, how well and oiled the grease knobs and bolts and everything were, right? I mean, look at this guy. I mean, he didn't go down back under the last administration. They did some covering up. That's something else that we have to swallow, and
Well, yeah, those first charges were in 08.
Yeah, yeah. And then, I mean, and this whole other stuff only operated like, 02 to 05 was the plane that operated. I don't know why it only lasted so short. I mean, these people were getting really out in the open with things. I don't know. But, all right, so hold on here. We'll look at this article a little more. I caught this myself because I flip to these channels. I know a lot of you, I can't stand it, and I don't watch it. I like to watch it just to see what they're going at. And I'm like, how are they going to get out of this one? I'm wondering. And then I go watch it, and I get baffled. I get baffled with it. So please, Chris Cuomo begs people not to investigate Epstein's friends. Let me roll down here. Chris Cuomo reached a new low in the world of journalism this week by literally begging people not to delve into the accused child trafficker Jeffrey Epstein's high-profile friendships. When we're talking about Epstein, you got to stick to what is common sense on these things, all right? Don't get buried in the legalists. Don't follow the finger pointing, and please don't go up on the intrigue of who was better friends with this guy. Who cares? Let's take a look at the facts of what we know about and how it was handled, okay? We're not going to dissect them with one of the best investigators around the world. What was done that seems fine, and what was Fugazi said. So court documents show that Jeffrey Epstein had 21 phone numbers for former Democratic President Bill Clinton. Epstein's personal phone directory from his computer contains emails addresses for Bill Clinton, along with 21 phone numbers for him, including those of his assistant, Doug Band, his schedulers, and what appeared to be Clinton personal numbers. This information certainly leads one to believe that Clinton might well be a source of relevant information, and efforts to obtain discovery with him reasonably calculated to lead to admissible evidence. So this guy, his black book got taken. That was posted years ago. He even had numbers for Trump in there. It's kind of, at least Trump came out and said 15 years ago I had a falling out with the guy, whatever it was, and I believe it was over the fact that this guy came after one of his employees' kids or something, sexually assaulted.
So, yeah.
And that's what Trump drew the line and banned the guy from all of his properties, or at least that the one in Florida where the guy frequently visited, Epstein. So
no, all of them. He was banned from.
Yeah,
every
that's what I've read. I've read a couple
Yeah.
different mixed reports, so we can at least say for a fact I know, because even out of Trump's mouth, he did say he was banned from but I don't know if he said all of them. I can't remember, but I believe it was all of them. Why would you only ban from one place? Why not all?
Right.
But Clinton had no. I haven't seen him in over a decade either. I only flew 4 times.
Yeah,
and when I flew 4 times, the Secret Service was there every time, and that's a lie because they've reported 26 times, and that you've ditched your Secret Service like 2 or 3 of them. So it's nuts what this guy comes up with.
Yeah. I suppose I'd be doing the same thing. I suppose I'd be doing the same thing, trying to throw a monkey in a wrench, like, holy cow,
What makes us, these people the people that we're dealing with, folks, have sold their soul. They don't have one anymore. It's been bought. They work for the evil. So there you go. When are they going to come to and just admit it and fess up and feel bad for what they've done? Never. When is the news over there going to report fairly? Woodman had asked me that a couple months ago. He's like, I'm just kind of waiting on, when do you think this is? I go, probably never. Some of them have. There's been channels that have flipped. Certain people within on their own might just start flipping, like they can't take the lies anymore. And they do it, and then they're going to get fired. I mean, CNN's laying off left and right. Who keeps getting laid off? Did you know CNN actually has some they had pro-Trump supporters? They were buried. They didn't get a show. They were put out. They wrote articles that only went on the internet. And who really goes to CNN to look for a pro-Trump article? So when the layoffs came, those are the first people to go. And then they got the second round, and then there were more of them to go. You see who's left. It's the Kumo on 8 o'clock, and he's crazy. Don't look into this. He's the one that told you when WikiLeaks came out, folks, don't look at those yourself. You come here, we'll read them to you. We'll tell you what it means. Of course. Of course. That's what they want.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
We're supposed to be too
We're telling you,
to catch on in.
Go read everything. Read their article. Read our article. Listen to us. Watch them. Listen to this guy. But never believe any of it until you could, don't watch anything else. Don't go there. Don't go. You come here. I'll read it to you. I'll tell you what it means. Oh, come on.
Yeah. We don't play that game. If you can't read along with what we got to say, you can't read along with what Mike has to say all the time when he digs up all this information off the computer. You read right along beside him when he does that. We're not here to try and voice our opinion. We do at certain times, like right now, we're kind of just jaw jacking a little bit.
This is a show.
But we're going over stuff that actually has been happening here lately. And everybody else has seen it. I'm sure. You got Fox News, then you got the other ones. Anyway, yeah, I get tired. I think Mike and Ben are trying to punish me because I have to be watching those kind of shows instead of doing Fox News a lot.
That's good. So let's look at some other articles, just some headlines here. Left-wing Democrats hold press conference to insult American commander-in-chief. Did you watch that one? Did you see when they all came up and bashed him?
No, I didn't see that one.
I don't know if there's a video here or not. Could be. There it is. Let me grab this, and I'll bring it in here the right way, and we can listen to this. And maybe we can find that one that you're talking about. Simone Ellis modding it down.
I think her towel's too tight.
I don't know if I hear anything. Oh, there ain't nobody up there.
In your support in the face.
Let's Let's listen to this, folks.
Well, first I want to say thank you to all of you for being here today. And I want to send a message of gratitude and thanks to the solidarity that we have received from every corner of our country, from our colleagues to our neighbors. We are grateful for your solidarity, your encouragement, and your support in the face of the most recent xenophobic, bigoted remarks from the occupant of our White House. I will always refer to him as the occupant, as he is only occupying space. He does not embody the grace, the empathy, the compassion, the integrity that office requires and that the American people deserve. That being said, I encourage the American people and all of us in this room and beyond to not take the bait. This is a disruptive distraction from the issues of care, concern, and consequence to the American people. That we were sent here with a decisive mandate from our constituents to work on. Everything from reducing the cost of prescription drugs, to addressing our affordable housing crisis, to ensuring that the American people have more than health insurance, but health care. More recently, thanks to the partnership of Chairman Elijah Cummings and the advocacy of myself and a coalition of advocates I've worked with for decades, we held the first hearing on childhood trauma. And in sitting in that hearing, as we heard about the many manifestations and iterations of childhood trauma, in the wake of the public health crisis and epidemic that is gun violence, in the wake of PTSD, in the wake of those battling substance abuse disorder and a host of other things, it was impossible not to think of the trauma that is being inflicted upon children every day at our border. At the end of the day, if we improve the conditions of children in a cage, they are still in a cage. And we are viscerally, vigorously, and fundamentally opposed to the criminalizing, the vilifying, the mass detention and deportation of migrant families who are simply doing what is their legal human right, and that is to seek asylum. In the tradition of who we say we are as a country, a beacon of light and hope and of refuge. This is simply a disruption and a distraction from the callous, chaotic, and corrupt culture of this administration all the way down. We want to get back to the business of the American people and why we were sent here, reducing the cost of prescription drugs, addressing the public health crisis and epidemic that is gun violence, addressing the racial wealth gap, and yes, making sure that families stay together. I also would like to just underscore the fact that despite the occupant of the White House attempts to marginalize us and to silence us, please know that we are more than 4 people. We ran on a mandate to advocate for and to represent those ignored, left out, and left behind. Our squad is big. Our squad includes any person committed to building a more equitable and just world. And that is the work that we want to get back to. And given the size of this squad and this great nation, we will not be silenced. And now I'll invite Representative Omar to offer a few words as well.
Thank you, Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley. This country was founded on the radical idea that we are created equal and endowed by our Creator with inalienable rights. And yes, we have a long way before we fully live up to those values. It is for this reason precisely that we have to take action when a president is openly violating the oath he took to the Constitution of the United States and the core values we aspire to. As Martin Luther King said, all we say to America is, be true to what you say on paper. I believe this is a pivotal moment in our country. The eyes of history is watching us. Right now, the president is carrying out mass deportation raids across this country in each one of our districts. Right now, the president is committing human rights abuses at the border, keeping children in cages, and having human beings drinking out of toilets.
This is
This
wild.
president, who has been credibly accused of committing multiple crimes, including colluding.
It was happening under the last administration. They were calling Obama was actually deporting more than Trump. And all the pictures they have showed folks of down in there at the border in these, inhumane cages were under Obama. They said even again a couple weeks ago or a month ago, somebody came up there and showed a bunch of pictures talking about Trump, but the pictures they were using were from the Obama administration, and they're not that
Quite
that
some
makes
time
it better.
ago.
Not that that makes it better, but they're trying to really pin this stuff on Trump when it's just another lie.
Yeah.
And I don't know how these people can talk about what Trump's violating the Constitution when they're screaming for the same things on the other end of it, immigration and laws that he's trying to uphold while they're trying to circumvent. So we're not going to listen to much more of this here, folks. Nobody can take it. But I do want to find what's the other one that you were talking about there, Woodman? Who was it from Congress today, or was it a?
Oh, AOC, you mean?
No, the guy that talked, you said, and I know Trump talked too.
Oh, Tom Homan.
Tom
That
Homan
poor
was
guy. Oh, my word, man. If that had been me, I probably would have got up and yanked out of his chair and slapped him. Well, look, you don't try and degrade somebody's 35 years of doing proper things in our government and then try and slap him in the face, say he's doing the wrong thing, whatever. Like he doesn't.
Was this the one where he wasn't? Was he sitting? Was it in Congress 2 days ago, or was it on the? Was he on a news channel?
He talked on a news channel. I think it was on.
He's a former ICE acting director. Okay, he's on Fox News.
Right. Yep, I believe so. Yeah, and boy, I tell you. These people are working their butt off, and then Democrats coming behind just trying to all the time, It's crazy.
Meanwhile, let's bring in Tom Homan. There was a dark cloud over
this be
his
it, Woodman?
Storm clouds. Yeah, storm
Could
clouds
be.
have been better. Retired ICE director and so much more. Tom, have you calmed down yet from that hearing?
Yep.
I did until you just showed that clip.
Do you want to see the hearing? Is that what we want to see? We want to see the clip from when he was at the hearing, right?
Children. That's,
Yep. You want to see that
So
clip?
when?
If you notice, I hesitated.
Who was it
before
against
I
AOC?
Started yelling because I actually think about getting
No,
on that beating right there in the middle of the room. Because when you tell somebody that's spent their career saving lives.
Who was he talking to?
Did you hear that?
Who was he talking to?
I can't remember. I can't remember the gentleman's name, but no, it wasn't directed at AOC. No, this is some old pruned up guy that was downgrading Tom Homan's.
Okay, I see it here. I see it.
Gee whiz! Where do these people come from? Never mind. I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
It was on the. Let's see.
Fox News, yeah.
No. If he was in congressional hearing, it wouldn't. It'd just be on. Was it this one right here? Look.
Of course not.
This is
Of
my
course not.
time.
This isn't about
You're not at
transparency.
the border.
This is.
You seem frustrated.
Family separation. Of the many that you recommended family
I
separation,
recommend a zero tolerance.
which includes family separation.
The same as is with every U.S. citizen parent gets arrested when they're with a child.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum, you go through the port of entry, do it the legal way.
You want to comment? You seem frustrated
I'm extremely
No,
frustrated.
Mr. Holman, I'm not calling on you, sir.
Of course not.
This is
Of
my
course not.
time.
This isn't about
You're not at
transparency.
the border.
This is ridiculous.
You're not at the border right now. You're in a hearing room. It's my time.
How can you possibly allow this to happen under your watch? Do you not care? Is it because these children don't look like children that are around you? I don't get it.
First of all, your comments are disgusting. I've served my
I
country.
find your
I've served my
comments
country. I've
disgusting
served
as
my
well,
country
sir.
34
I
years. So for you to sit there and insult my integrity and my love for my country and for children, that's why this whole thing needs to be fixed. And you're the member.
We
of Congress.
agree on that.
Fix it.
And that's what it comes down to. If people don't like the law,
Fix it.
Yeah, you're a member of Congress. You fix it. You know, instead of sitting back bitching all the time, do your job and you fix it. You fix it. You fix it. I couldn't believe it. They were on him like that. I mean, he was red-faced and everything, man. Holy cow. It's not your time. It's my time. It's my time. It's not your time. It's my time. Say
That
something
was
worthy.
crazy.
Yeah.
Tell him.
I had to bring that up a little bit.
No, that
I
was
just
good.
couldn't.
So what about let me see here. I'll pull up the.
You know what also gets me about they always refer to all this, you know, childhood trauma. What about all the people that child trafficking and all that jazz don't those people matter either? I mean, they're in our
Well, that's
country.
why
We
I
should be
said this is
fixing
so
that
big.
problem.
That's why I said there's something big coming, because I believe the Epstein leads to the trafficking. You know, the child trafficking across the borders into Hollywood, into Pedogate, into Congression, to D.C., all the way to Epstein Island. This is all connected,
Exactly.
folks. This is all connected. That's why I said it was one of the big things here. All right, so this is, I just grabbed this one to listen to.
President Trump is defending his attacks on 4 Democratic Congresswomen of color.
He told them. Why does she have to say that? 4
I don't know,
Congresswomen of
but
color. See, they're the ones that keep the racism alive. They always talk about, you know, we shouldn't be voting, you know, color, but we shouldn't vote for that man. He's a white man that's white, that we shouldn't be voting for him. And, you know, they want you to vote for people based off of like sex or color. So they're keeping the racism alive. It's like a reverse racism is what I call it. They're always doing that.
President Trump is defending his attacks on 4 Democratic Congresswomen of color. He told them to go back and fix the crime-infested places they came from. This morning, the president tweeted, "When will the radical left Congresswomen apologize to our country, the people of Israel, and even to the office of the president for the foul language they have used and the terrible things they have said? So many people are angry at them and their horrible and disgusting actions." The president then doubled down on his remarks at an event at the White House today.
These are people that hate our country. Hey, John, they hate our country. They hate it, I think, with a passion. Now, it's possible I'm wrong. The voter will decide. But when I hear the way they talk about our country, when I hear the anti-Semitic language they use, when I hear the hatred they have for Israel, and the love they have for enemies like Al-Qaeda, then you know what? I will tell you that I do not believe this is good for the Democrat Party.
Here with me now from Washington, CBS
I don't
political
believe
contributor.
it's good for the Democratic Party. No, I don't. That's crazy.
Well, Pelosi's tried her hardest to try and keep people in check. You know, it's kind of when you have a bunch of rogue people or nomads. You know, you don't control those people. They're out on their own, doing their own thing, and we just happen to have 4 of them kind of gang together. And I think somebody ought to send them a semi truck full of Midol and maybe some maxi pads.
Yeah.
And also, you know, remember we were talking about a long time ago. I could make this little thing that would be on somebody's hip, so they could hold a roll of toilet paper, so when they get done talking, they could wipe their mouth, you know.
America
All right, is this one in here?
meeting is now taking questions from the media. Let's watch.
Well, that's just a very racist statement, somebody that would say that. So Speaker Pelosi said, make America white again. Let me tell you, that's a very racist statement. I'm surprised she'd say that. John, go ahead.
Going back to fix the problems, what were you talking about?
Well, they're very unhappy. I'm watching them. All they do is complain. So all I'm saying is, if they want to leave, they can leave, John. They can leave.
They can leave.
I mean, I look at the one, I look at Omar, I don't know, I never met her. I hear the way she talks about Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda has killed many Americans. She said, you can hold your chest out. You can, when I think of America, when I think of Al-Qaeda, I can hold my chest out. When she talked about the World Trade Center being knocked down, some people, you remember the famous some people. These are people that, in my opinion, hate our country. Now, you can say what you want, but get a list of all of the statements they've made. And all I'm saying that if they're not happy here, they can leave. They can leave, and you know what? I'm sure that there'll be many people that won't miss them. But they're Americans. But they have to love our country. They're Congress people, and I never used any names. But these are people, quiet.
I love it.
Quiet. These are people that if they don't like it here,
she can't
they
help
can
herself.
leave. And
They want him to give all the respect to everybody, but they won't do it
One of them
themselves.
is polling. One of them is
Right.
polling. One of them is polling at 8%. One of them is polling at 8%. So when I hear people speaking about how wonderful Al-Qaeda is, when I hear people talking about some people with the World Trade Center, some people, no, not some people, much more than some people. When I hear the statements that they've
He went
made,
off.
and in one case you have somebody that comes
He's
from
upset about this, folks.
Somalia,
He
which
really
is a
is.
failed
You know
government, a failed state, who left Somalia, who ultimately came here, and now is a congresswoman who's never happy, says horrible things about Israel, hates Jews, hates Jews. It's very simple. And if the Democrats want to wrap their bows around this group of 4 people, one of them kept Amazon out of New York, tens of thousands of jobs, would have been a great thing. And she kept Amazon from going, would have been a good deal. I mean, could he have made better? Maybe. But tens of thousands of jobs, and New York has not been the same since that happened. It's really hurt New York and New York City. Amazon was going to go. They were going to relocate a major section of their business in New York. She kept them out. That was a terrible thing she did. A terrible thing she did. So here's the story. Here's the story. I see them complaining. They're complaining constantly. I watched Lindsey Graham today on Fox and Friends talking about the same subject, and frankly, even stronger than what I'm saying. He said they're communists. I'm saying
That lady won't quit
saying
talking.
that the socialists definitely. As to whether or not they're communists, I would think they might be, but this isn't what our country is about. Nevertheless, they're free to leave if they want, and if they want to leave, that's fine, and if they want to stay, that's fine. But the people have to know, and politicians can't be afraid to take them on. A politician that hears somebody where we're at war with Al-Qaeda and sees somebody talking about how great Al-Qaeda is, pick out her statement, that was Omar, how great Al-Qaeda is. When you hear that, and we're losing great soldiers to Al-Qaeda, when you see the World Trade Center gets knocked down, and you see the statements made about the World Trade Center, all the death and destruction, I'll tell you what, I'm not happy with them. And it's very easy to be say, oh, gee, well, it's okay. If weak politicians want to say, and the Democrats in this case, if they want to gear their wagons around these 4 people, I think they're going to have a very tough election, because I don't think the people of the United States will stand for it.
Mr. President? Mr. President?
They're born.
Mr. President?
President.
John, go ahead.
Mr. President,
Go ahead, John.
let me see if I can sum up sort of what people are talking about here. Does it concern you that that tweet was seen as racist? Lindsey Graham said, encouraged you to aim higher. And does it trouble you?
No, he didn't say about that. He just said, don't go. See, I disagree with Lindsey.
Okay, but can I
These are
finish?
congressmen. What am I supposed to do? Just wait for senators? No.
And does
These are
it-
four. So I disagree with Lindsey on that. That was the only thing.
All right.
He said, aim higher, shoot higher. What am I going to do? Wait till we get somebody else in a higher position, higher office? These are people that hate our country. Hey, John, they
He
hate
just doubled
our
down
country.
on his tweet.
They hate it, I think, with a passion. Now, it's possible I'm wrong. The voter will decide. But what
Well, he's got a good point there, folks. If somebody says something like he said, go pick out her comments, just like we do everybody else. You're going to pick out her, some people, and she's real crafty with how she describes all of 9/11 to offend us. But when she talks about Al Qaeda, she's like, oh, you can hold your chest out high. I mean, there you go.
Right.
You're thoughtful on that, and you want us to maybe people that support her would try to cover up like, well, she was just talking. It's like, well, she talks about this, she's real passionate. When she talks about this tragedy, it's acting like it's no big deal. And then when these people get put on the spot, well, do you hate America? If they ask her tomorrow, she'd be like, no, I don't. I actually love America. She's going to say the right thing because that's how it works. So even so, you can go back and pick out 9 different times that she basically said she hates America. And then when you put her on the spot with the cameras all there tomorrow, Trump says you hate America yesterday. What do you say? Mic in her face. I don't hate America. Trump's wrong. There you have it, folks. She said she doesn't hate America. And that's how they do it. And it's like, well, we got 9 clips here where she's talking about America sucks. We need to change the Constitution.
Right? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, man.
Tired of them, folks. Tired of them. All right. Well, we just wanted to kind of get here tonight to do a little bit of talking like we did. Woodman, any final good thoughts? We're about almost at an hour. That's about all we really had time slotted for. I got a video I'm working on, of course. That'll probably be out tomorrow. I'm not going to put out anything more for tonight. We'll just let this roll out for the rest of the evening, the live show. There's other videos I put out today, but I am working on some other stuff. But, in a nutshell, what have you seen since you've been back out of the hospital with all the rush of information, and what do you think this whole, Jeffrey Epstein thing is going to lead?
I can sum that up in a couple words. It's still junk propaganda bullcrap. Here, once Epstein releases this big list of people, if they actually pursue it, you better hang on to your hat, because you're not going to believe a lot of these people that are involved with this stuff. What I have to say to people here, God bless all you patriots. I'm so glad all the prayers were there for me. I'm sure it guided all the surgeon's hands and stuff. I was in surgery for like 8 hours of a long drawn out thing, but I'm good to go. I always say, if you know an elderly person in your neighborhood or anywhere, check on them. Especially nowadays, it's been throughout the Middle East. Midwest. There's been a lot of high humidity days, and some of these elderly people don't have AC. Bring over some iced tea. Bring over lemonade. Cook them a lunch. Bring them a cold meat sandwich or something. Some chips or whatever. Something. Call and ask them to see if they need any help. And while you're doing that, look at your neighbor and ask him too. Maybe if you ask your neighbor if he needs some help, he might ask you the same thing later on. That's our hope. God bless Mike. That character, he just don't get any sleep. I already know it. I talk to him a lot, texting a lot. That critter, he just don't get no sleep. He's so dedicated to this cause, people. I hope you really understand. None of us do this for our health. We love our country, and we need to have all of our Congress personnel, man or woman, be on board to help secure our nation, so we can maintain our sovereignty and our freedom and peace. Peace is the biggest thing right there, I think Satan ought to take all of his whoever, Democrats, Republicans, whoever, and pardon my French, just get the hell out of here. We don't need them. Get out of here. You know, this is about our country. It is about freedom. I don't mean like you could do whatever you want and get in trouble and all that jazz. No, 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 no. Freedom. Freedom to do the right thing. You know, when was the last time people went out there and had cookouts in their family gathering? You know, those things are starting to diminish a little bit. But that's because we're so involved in all this. We shouldn't have to babysit our politicians. Why is it the American people, the average Joe, has to babysit the people who make our laws and maintain them? I just really don't get it. I probably never will, you know. Just God bless President Trump for putting that foot forward. He has done tremendous things against nothing but total denial for anything, whether it be an idea he has, whether it be something he put into law. They're doing everything in their power to make him look bad. And the neat thing is, I think he really enjoys it because he wins all the time. There's no way that they can win. So I think he really enjoys it. I do know this much. Poor Mike, he's going to probably have a relapse one of these days, and we'll have to go see him in the hospital, you know. Well, he doesn't get enough sleep. You know, I know he spends a lot of time with his kids, which is just fantastic. Yeah, he doesn't get any sleep. He works all the time, man. God bless you, Mike, for doing all that, you know. God bless all of our people in politics that are actually doing the right thing for us, the people. This is our country. At that, I'm going to go ahead and leave it go because I really jaw-jacked too much on that one.
You're good, brother. All right, you.
Anyway, every born to everybody.
All right. That was Woodman. We always love it when he's in and can join us. Folks, I get my sleep. I am lacking, but I do it for love of country, all right? For family, for all the kids. We want to see a better world, and we're going to cater that in together. We're always doing our research. We're glad you're along here with us. Like Woodman said, and like we always say here at the Patriot Hour, think for yourself. Look into everything, read everything you can, listen to everybody you can, but believe none of it until you can verify it in your own right. How does that work? Well, that's up to you. That's your own head, your gut feeling. You know, I feel it in my chest, my stomach tells me. And you can't typically be wrong. A lot of these people don't wait for them to come around. CNN, MSNBC, when's this one person finally going to start telling us the truth? Well, they maybe never will. These people have sold their souls. I get it now. This is a final little close-in. I think some of these people are screaming because they're very, very guilty. You know, these actors that have come out and scream the loudest, just like Q have said, who's the loudest? Watch those who are the loudest. They're the most guilty. They're the ringleaders. They're the ones that are... they got no other choice. Their back's against the wall. What do you expect? You know, a confronted liar when you confront them. You got my money. You got my wallet. You took that from the store. Most of the time, they will not admit it. They'll sit there. No, I don't. No, I didn't. Not me. It wasn't me. You're wrong. Unless you got some kind of proof. And even then, once you show them all the proof, they'll raise their middle finger up right in your face because they don't care. So don't expect miracles to happen with these people that have sold their souls. They're already lost. All right, they're more confused than you and me. All right, we'll leave it at that. I'm Mike. This is a Patriot Hour. God bless, Godspeed to each and every one of you worldwide. It was a great show with Woodman tonight. Thank you guys for joining in. Make sure you are subscribed down below. YouTube has changed some of the rules with their bell. Look at the bell. Look what you want to be alerted for. Do you like our live shows? Do you like the video format? You can get alerts for different things. I'm not real sure. I've been hearing other people talk about it, so I figured I would just let you know. All right, thanks to the mods. Big shout out to Simone Ellis and Danielle Bird, and David Woodruff, Randy Robbins. I'm seeing them all. All the super chats, if I got to them. short clips, shot clips, Billy D. Jax, and Revolt Nona. Thank you guys. We appreciate it. Again, I'm Michael. This is a Patriot Hour. God bless each and every one of you. Have a great evening. We'll see you back here real soon on the next Patriot Hour update video.
And so it is to the printing press, to the recorder of man's deeds, the keeper of his conscience, the courier of his news, that we look for strength and assistance. Without debate, without criticism, no administration and no country can succeed, and no republic can survive.